Okay. We are here now. We are here now. We are here at my final end year list. I was going to do a worst songs, but screw that because it's going to be boring. Here we go. The top 50 greatest rap songs of 2020. Now, I'm going to make a couple things clear before I get into this list. Number one, I think in terms of editing, I was going to do this, but I don't think I'm going to put the album cover up here. I think I'm just going to put the title of the song down here just to make this editing not hell for me, to make this not take too long. And I am going to say something first. This is a top 50 list, but I have a very long list of honorable mentions. It might be more than 50 more honorable mentions. So, right now, I'm going to put up the list of honorable mentions. You can pause the screen and see it. Here you go. Here are all the honorable mentions. You can pause the screen, see what's on this list, see what's not. And yeah, and I will like to say that this is really rocky for me because I am not great at making a top 50 list. So if I really delve into my head, maybe some of those honorable mentions are not top 50, or maybe I can move this around. But this is my list. This is what I'm going with. I'm excited to do this. I tried to not feature too many from like one artist. I tried to not pound down on like one specific artist, but a lot of artists got a lot of songs on here. But yeah, I'm really excited to go through this list. There are a lot of really cool songs. There's a lot of really good artists that came out in 2020. While there were a lot of disappointing moments, I have a good 50 list. And I think for the first many of them, I'm going to kind of rattle through it, only talk about them briefly because I want to get to like the top 20, top 10. That's where I really want to get to. But before that, everything is just kind of, they're great songs as well, but they're not the masterpieces. So I'll start with my number 50 spot, Wishing for a Hero by Polo G. Polo G is an artist whom I have become very fond of recently, and especially with the GOAT, and I thought this is the best track off the album. I love the use of using changes, one of my favorite rap songs. And in terms of the time period this came out in that April, May, June area, it really fit the time period it came on. I really enjoyed this track. I thought it was really well put together. Number 49, I have One Way Flight by Benny the Butcher. Great energy from every artist on this one. I can't even remember who the features were exactly on One Way Flight, but I feel like Benny the Butcher's whole Burner Proof is great, so I won't talk about this too much because I have more Burner Proof tracks later. But I thought this was great. 49, Righteous by Juice WRLD. I thought this was a really solid single to release prior to the album. It was better than Come and Go and Life's a Mess, which are both bad tracks in my opinion. But Righteous was really great. I love the guitaring at the beginning. I love the kind of almost messages about fame and depression coinciding. I think it's a great track, great single. 47, Mommy's Dearest by Boldy James and Sterling Tolls. This was a really meaningful track. I love the skits that came across this. I love the emotion coming from this track. I really love it. I don't think it is my favorite Boldy James Sterling Tolls cut of the year, but I really loved it. 46, Everybody by Mac Miller. Everybody is Mac Miller's cover of Everybody's Gotta Live by Love. It's a really beautiful cover. I love the way it starts with this piano of him just singing the classic hook with his tired voice that he had on Circles, and it then comes into these drums. It sounds really nice. I obviously like the Love version more because it's one of my favorite songs, but I love this as a cover. 45, 327 by Westside Gunn. From his Perfect Paris project, Westside Gunn delivers a track with two of my favorite rappers ever on it. You have Joey Badass and Tyler, the Creator, both on this, both murdering their verses as usual. The beat is really nice, really catchy. I love Westside Gunn's contribution as well. The production's as nice as usual. Great Griselda cut here. 44, a track from Miles by Blue and Exile, Miles Davis. This is a track that has really nice beat. It was a great single to come before the album. Obviously, Blue's energy is great. Exile's production is perfect as well. Both did the best they could to deliver a great track for everyone out there. 43, Rest in Peace Love by 21 Savage and Metro Boomin. I don't know why, but I just love the calmness of this beat. This beat reminds me of something kind of like Taken in Blood by Nas, or just something in that lane of just being really calm. I really love the way 21 Savage uses this flow over there. It's just not my favorite from Savage Mode 2, but I thought it was a solid track. 42, Got It On Me by Pop Smoke. Pop Smoke delivers his own form of one of the greatest hip-hop songs ever, Many Men, and he does it in a really nice way. This really grand production coming in with Pop Smoke's really raspy vocals. They almost coincide in a battle. It is a great track. I love this one. 41, Something to Rap About by Freddie Gibbs and the Alchemist featuring Tyler, the Creator. Tyler, the Creator on a feature game scale was fantastic in 2020, specifically on Something to Rap About. They really bring a lot of meaning to this whole idea that they're going for. I really love the calm production coming from the Alchemist on top of Freddie Gibbs. There's a lot of meaning in this track. I didn't love it as it's not my favorite from that album, but I really loved it as a whole as its own track. 40, Radiation by Run the Jewels, also known as A Few Words for the Firing Squad. I'm just calling it Radiation because it's a shorter title. I love this. This is one of my favorite closings of 2020. Both LP and Killer Mike come in with this pounding beat just going in and in and in and continuing to build on itself as their energy gets more intense. And in terms of everything that was going on at the release of RTJ4, it's perfect. I'm talking fast. Number 39, Wash Us in the Blood by Kanye West. I so wish this got an album because when he comes in with Travis Scott with this aggressive, almost horrorcore Jesus is King combination, both of those being two of the weakest Kanye albums. I like both, but they're both two of the weakest. I really love the way it all just comes in pounding, energetic. And the time period, obviously in June, just really fit well. On 38, The Box by Roddy Ricch. It's not inherently a 2020 song, but it blew up in 2020, so I'm counting it as one, and I love it as a song as well. Roddy Ricch's just constant flow over the trap production sounds amazing, and I really love it as a track, and it's one of the biggest singles of the year, and I love it for that. 37, After Hours by The Weeknd, one of the most almost horror-core-ish sounding songs from his album. It was really nice hearing this track in terms of everything going on with The Weeknd, and I really love the kind of just, I don't know how to describe the beat. It feels so textured and raw. I love it. 36, Sad People by Kid Cudi. This is a track that I feel like, I don't feel like just spoke to me. It spoke to a lot of people out there. It feels really like he's trying to communicate with his fans and the culture, and I love it for that. 35, Gangstas by Pop Smoke. He's back on this list. He had 3 amazing songs in 2020, specifically Gangstas being a Dre-style beat, which I know a lot of people drew the comparison of Still Dre. I'm drawing the comparison more of Big Egos. I love this as a track. I feel like it's just really nice flow over. The beats sound really great. It's one of the best Pop Smoke tracks, I think, of all time. 34, Hero by Royce da 5'9" from The Allegory. Hero is a track where he dedicates a lot of it to, he dedicates something, he has a track just dedicating it to his dad. And it's meaningful if you heard his previous album, where he kind of ragged on his dad at a couple points. I love this as a track. I feel like it was really well handled, and I really love the layered production as well. My favorite track from The Allegory. 33, big single here, Rockstar by DaBaby. I didn't see a lot of this on mini lists, but I personally really love this. I love Roddy's contribution. I love the guitar with the heavy bass on top of it. It's definitely a pop hit single, but that's kind of what I liked about it. I found it to be one of the most enjoyable, replayable songs of the year. 32, Thescots by Travis Scott and Kid Cudi. One of the best things from both of these artists in recent times, their chemistry coming in as both of these kind of intergalactic artists, as obviously Kid Cudi, in terms of musically, is kind of Travis Scott's father, but man, I just love the whole way they're able to just bring out this trap kind of spacious fusion. It felt like it included the best elements of both. If you want to hear the perfect description of the song, go watch Sean C's reaction to it. He described it perfectly. I'm not even going to try and recreate it. 31, Life is Good by Future. I'm only putting this on this came out dead beginning of the year. I'm only putting it this high because I love Drake's verse here. It's got to be one of his best guest verses ever. His just really tired out flow where he's trying to, it feels like he's kind of trying to keep up with this, yeah, life is good, I love it, but also I have all this shit, I haven't done all these taxes, everything. It feels like it's in a lot of ways a more meaningful track. I don't love the Future half. This would have been way higher on the list if Future's half wasn't as weak as it is. 30, Forever Dropping Tears by Conway the Machine. It's a really meaningful track from King to a God. It feels like in a lot of ways it's coming from Conway's heart, his soul. I really love it in that sense. It's a really meaningful track for everybody who was involved with this album. 29, Deep Reverence by Big Sean, the only single, or one of the only singles to come before Detroit 2. Deep Reverence comes in with a really nice Big Sean verse, really constant energy, never getting boring. And on top of that, you have Nipsey Hussle's fantastic opening verse over the really thick, intense Hit Boy production. You have an amazing track here. 28, Middle of the Month by Boldy James and Sterling Toll. This is a freaking song, man. This was incredible. The way Boldy James just comes in with this ragged down, intense verse, and the way Sterling Toll brings these jazz, intense, classic fusions together. It's so good. Now we're going into number 27. Man, this artist is one of my favorites. Till the War is Won by Nas. Nas's King's Disease is one of the best projects he's released in the past couple decades, honestly. Until the War is Won is a really meaningful spot for him. I love the way he's able to talk about the whole women's struggle side of this. It feels really emotional. I also really loved Lil Durk's verse on this. I didn't love it at first. If you watch my reaction to this album, I wasn't a big fan of this track at first, but it definitely grew on me over the year. Number 26, No Op Left Behind by 21 Savage and Metro Boomin. I really love this track. I really love it as a gangster rap track on top of Metro Boomin's heavy, but a little more meaningful production. It feels like there's a little bit more of an emotional side of this track. I really love that, and I obviously think 21 Savage did fantastic across this whole project. 25, Lockdown by Anderson .Paak, one of my favorite tracks to come out of the whole June Black Lives Matter protests. I felt like this track, I love just the calm floatiness. And when I say Lockdown, I'm also talking about the remix that featured great verses from Jid. That was a verse that really got me into Jid's music. After hearing that verse, I was like, I need to hear the guy. There's another track that came out later that around the same time as this track that got me more into Jid, but this verse really got me into it. On top of J Rock and No Names verses, it's a really meaningful track where they all talk about their issues, and even the original Anderson .Paak track's meaningful as well. I love this as a track. 24, Heartless by The Weeknd. The Weeknd comes out here with a trap banger, and I mean a banger. This track is so much fun. On top of it being just this banger where he's talking about, oh, I'm having too much sex, I'm doing all these drugs, and being all this terrible person. But he recognizes it, you know. He's like trying to say, I try to be better, but, you know, I'm just heartless. And it feels in a lot of ways in the whole messages that go around after hours. It means a lot to the album. 23, The Woo by Pop Smoke. This is my favorite Pop Smoke track of the year. You come in, you get Pop Smoke coming in. I really love the Latino kind of, or not Latino, the Latin guitars on this. I really love that. I thought Pop Smoke's hook was nice. And you go into Roddy Ricch, delivering one of my favorite best guest Roddy Ricch verses. 50 Cent, whom isn't been in hip-hop a while, comes in with this guest verse, and it is fantastic. It is lovely. It is great. Overall, The Woo is a fantastic single and one of my favorite tracks of the year. 22, Laugh Now, Cry Later by Drake. This is the best single Drake has released in a very long time. I love this track. I love the trumpets that you get over the speed. I love Drake's delivery. I really love just the upbeat energy the track brings. And on top of that, I can't even deny Lil Durk's delivery is so good across this track. I love this as a track. I thought it was one of my favorite singles of the year. 21 is Roots of Blue by Blue and Exile, another track from Miles. Roots of Blue is the track where they kind of talk on the racial issues. It is 8 minutes, and it is not boring for a second of it. I love the way Blue or Exile took the African influences and injected them into the song. For in a time era where a lot of people were trying to do the racial things and they were kind of failing at it, he did it very nicely, and I really love this as a track. We're moving into my top 20. These are all amazing, and I'd give them all number 1 if I could. Number 20, God is Perfect by Freddie Gibbs and the Alchemist. God is Perfect is perfect to me. I love this song so much. I love the horror-core-ish dark piano instrumental. I love Freddie Gibbs' verses. They're also poignant and just aggressive and hungry. I really love this as a track. I feel like Freddie Gibbs is one of my favorite Freddie Gibbs tracks ever. I love this as a song. 19, Burden of Proof by Benny the Butcher, the opening track to his great album. Burden of Proof, I might just be that, just those trumpets coming in. Just, oh my God, those trumpets are so good. And Benny the Butcher's just aggressive, prepared energy. I love it. I love this as a song. It's near perfect to me. Blue World by Mac Miller comes in at number 18. Some of those creative production of the year on this track. I love the sample of the original Blue World track on top of it just being a Mac Miller track. I love it already. I love this song. I just like the whole energy to it. It's definitely the least depressing song from Circles. I love this song overall. 17, I don't know what to call this song, so I'm just going to say Solo Dolo 3 by Kid Cudi. It was originally called Mr. Solo Dolo 3. And then he renamed it to just Solo Dolo Part 3. But this is my favorite Solo Dolo now. I really love this song. I really love just the, I really love the drums that kick in the middle. I love the horse. I like the stallion sounds. I thought those were really nice. On top of it being one of the most nostalgic Cudi tracks in a while, I love this song overall. Now my favorite Cudi track of the year, that comes back later. 16, Revenge by Joyner Lucas. If he could have kept up the energy he brought on Revenge for the rest of ADHD, it would have been such a better album. Revenge's opening, where he comes in just slowly talking over this, just the piece of the instrumental, and then he just starts getting more energetic and more angry, and then he breaks in on the trap beat, and it is perfect. His just aggressive, raw energy, he doesn't want to stop. He's just going to murder this beat, and I love it. 15, End of Days by Spillage Village. Where did this song come from? I do think on that honorable mentions thing there were a couple other Spillage Village songs, but End of Days is perfect. I love just the tired, almost apocalyptic sound this track had. It feels like you're staring over this desolate wasteland of destruction. And on top of that, every single member killed their verse on this. This is quite an amazing track in my opinion. I love this overall, and I thought it's easily this peak of Spillage Village. 14, Wishing Well by Juice WRLD, one of the best singles of the year. Juice WRLD comes in with a little bit more of a meaningful track here. I love just the kind of more emotional rounds to this. And on top of that, he comes in with energy. He comes in with style that's really enjoyable and nice to hear. Wishing Well comes in a lot of just veins of being a little bit more of a pop, mainstream, trap depression song. But I really love it for that. It feels in a lot of ways it doesn't want to reach into just total depression, but it feels like in a lot of ways it's just talking about being so stressed and done with life. I love it as a song. 13, Wolves by Big Sean with Post Malone. Wolves is a treasure of a song. The dark production on top of this, when you come in with Big Sean coming with this verse where he kind of is able to quiet down with the beat and then get loud as the beat gets loud. It sounds so nice. Post Malone is at home on this beat. He's amazing on it too. Overall, the hook as well, gotta be one of the catchiest and greatest hooks of the entire year. Love this track. The best thing Big Sean has released, I think, since I Don't Fuck With You. My God, amazing track. 12, Steppin' on Ends by 21 Savage and Metro Boomin. We have a track that comes in at not even 2.5 minutes. And is that a problem? As long as they deliver this perfect, just constant delivery across the whole track, it works perfectly for me. Steppin' on Ends in a lot of ways is a track about, how else do I word this? It's a track a lot of ways just about the hood, about the lifestyle, and I really love it in that sense. They both come in. Metro Boomin's production is amazing on this, and on top of that, you come in with 21 Savage's just really consistent, aggressive, catchy, nice flow, and the hook is catchy as hell as well. Number 11, Discombobulated by Eminem. I'm sorry, I love this song so much. This was like Relapse done nicely. I love the way the Dre piano beat comes in. It's really nice. I really love the horrorcore dark sound of this, but it's also really fun and bouncy at the same time. Eminem comes in with just these psychotic lyrics, but he's not doing a terrible accent as well. It's all the elements I loved about Relapse in one track in 2020. So hey, I love it as a song. It was very close to my top 10, but it didn't reach my top 10. These top 10 songs, they're all perfect. I would give them all number 1, but I couldn't. Number 10, Ooh La La by Run the Jewels. Run the Jewels, Ooh La La, with DJ Premier as well. You talk about a great song with just both of them giving their best. You have DJ Premier with this nice kind of jazz piano style beat. It sounds really nice. It's really catchy. It's really replayable. I love it. Number 9, Dad Bod by Logic. I don't think Logic made any other spot on this list other than this spot, which I understand. Dad Bod is a track where it feels like he encapsulates most of No Pressure in the song, where he talks about the struggles of being a dad and the whole things he runs into there. I really love it as a song. I feel like in a lot of ways, Logic just brings a lot of, not really emotion here. It's kind of a funny song at the same time of being just a really relaxed, catchy, lovable song. I replayed this song like 50 times. I love it so much. 8, Darkness by Eminem. Wow. What a song here. Eminem really brought with this one song. He really shows. And he's made so many spots already on this list because he had a great year overall. He didn't have like a great year in terms of having like 2 of the best albums of the year, but he had like a bunch of great individual songs. Darkness to me is just a song of him trying to rationalize violence. I love the way the lyrics in this song, coincidentally, he's talking about the violence, like the shooting, obviously, so it's awful. But at the same time, he's also like, a lot of the lyrics just really work for himself at the same time of being like, he's trying to murder a show. And at the same time, the shooter's trying to murder a show. It's such a meaningful track, and it has got to be one of the most heartbreaking songs of the year. Number 7, The Feeling by Blue and Exile. This is my favorite Blue and Exile song of the year. One of my favorite Blue and Exile songs ever. The Feeling is a song where they both just... Exile's production with those pianos is perfect, and on top of that, Blue's just really nice delivery, talking about many topics like race and music and what it means to him. I love it so much as a song. It feels so meaningful. That 7-minute runtime with all the samples from people like Nas, they come in and they're great and they're amazing as usual. Blue and Exile killed it this year with one of the best songs of the year. Number 6, Look Over Your Shoulder by Busta Rhymes. I thought Extinction Level Event 2 was one of the most underrated albums of the year. Look Over Your Shoulder, though, with Kendrick Lamar, this is a song I replayed so much. I love this song so much. I love the way, I love that really calming piano beat. And I love both of their verses. It feels a lot more uplifting than a lot of tracks. And it feels just in a lot of ways just a really peaceful, nice track. I can play this any day, and I love it so much. It's not top 5, though. These five songs I will listen to forever. Number 5, Serial by IDK. When I first heard this song, I instantly fell in love, and I still love it in every element of it. Production masterpiece here. Kenny Mason's production is perfect. It is so good. And you come to Jid just with the psychotic delivery on both of his verse and his hook, and IDK's psychotic delivery as well. It's such a crazy song, but it's so listenable and lovable, and it's so replayable. I love just the unapologetic energy on this track. It is a perfect masterpiece of a song, so well put together. 4, very pop single, Blinding Lights by The Weeknd. I know this is so popular, but Blinding Lights to me, in a lot of ways, in its own vein, is just a track where he just takes these 80s synths, he takes these 80s sounds, and he just has fun with them. And it's so much fun to listen to. It's such a fun 80s callback track, those synths, the singing. Man, one of the catchiest and most lovable songs of the year. I love this. Number 3, The Void by Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi made the 3 spot again. The Void is the best song Kid Cudi's made since Pursuit of Happiness. I'm sticking on that. Unless we're counting Kid See Ghosts. But if we're not counting that, in terms of solo Kid Cudi songs, best song he's made since Pursuit of Happiness. The Void, in a lot of ways, is just a song about feeling just totally lost, about him just talking about, it feels like a void at the same time, just this open instrumental of him talking about just falling into the void, falling into it so he can avoid all these just bad thoughts. And it's such a meaningful track. I love it so much. I think Kid Cudi mastered a sound on Man on the Moon 3, but specifically this song. Amazing. My top 2, I cannot decide between. They're so close. I love both of them, but I've decided on a specific raw order. Number 2, Good News by Mac Miller. This might be my favorite Mac Miller track. I love Self-Care too, but Good News, man. This track is heartbreaking. It feels like he's just so done and tired on the song. I love the plucking instrumental. I love everything on that lane of the song. And then you come in with the Mac just delivering such a depressing verse, just such a heartbreaking verse. I'm just saying, I'm just not happy. It's not like he's just like, I hate myself. He's just, I don't like this. And it feels just so like tired. And considering that what happened to Mac Miller, it's quite a depressing track in its own vein. I love it so much. I feel like it's so meaningful. And I feel like to a lot of people, Good News really spoke to them. My favorite track off Circles, I would love to call this the best song of the year. My best song of the year will surprise everybody. But this song really struck me. It really got me in a spot I didn't expect to be touched in. The first album of the year I listened to. This song touched me on such another level. My number 1 song of 2020 is Leaving Heaven by Eminem. Now you might sit there and think, why? Why Leaving Heaven? Why on earth could that be your favorite? Well, let's analyze everything about this song. Number 1, that rock Skylar production is amazing. It's intense, it's grimy, it's dirty, and I love it. You come in with Skylar Grey with a powerful as hell hook. Her just, the way she sung it all, it's one of my favorite Skylar verses and like hooks ever. Her just such raw, she comes in at just such a high level of energy. So much better than Black Magic. So much better than that song. She just came in absolutely ripping it apart. Then we're going to talk about Eminem's verses. You come in with verse 1, it's really nice. I really love the way he's talking about the same kind of topics he talked about on Legacy. Verse 2, I like it a lot as well. I love the way he kind of speeds up at the end over this nice production. But verse 3 is why this is my favorite song of the year. In verse 3, Eminem talks about his dad. His dad passed away last summer. So on the final verse of the song, he discusses it. And he does it in the most intense way. He does not say, oh, you were a good guy, I wish I could have met you. He just says, I never want to meet you. I want to go to hell so I can punch you in the face. It is so meaningful and so aggressive and angry, but I love it so much. That verse right there, every single time I hear it, I nearly tear up. It hits me so hard, and I don't know why, but there's something about him just when at the end where you come in with these distorted vocals of Skylar Grey just singing the hook and him just talking just rattling off, just saying like "fuck you" to this dad. No, if you're an Eminem fan and you know how much he hated his father, it hits in such a deep spot. I think it is one of the most meaningful Eminem songs ever, and I think it is one of his greatest songs of all time. Leaving Heaven is my song of 2020, and you're not going to change my mind. It is a powerful song. I loved it. I loved Music to Be Murdered by in a lot of sense. It was my favorite album of the year, but that song brought it up a lot for me. But, whew, what are your guys' song of the year? That was a lot. I didn't expect to do that in one take. I thought it was going to be like 20 takes, but no. I decided I would just go in every single song and just get this video over with. I don't know how long this will take to edit. I'll probably stay up really late one night doing it, but I first have to get my worst of 2020 out. But yeah, what do you guys think on my list? Let me know in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe. I will read other lists in the comments. See you guys next time. Peace out. I guess I have no more in your lists, so just reviews now. Back to the old stuff. See you guys next time. But also podcast. Bye.